cannot
That
even
day
put in-
when she
Ooh.
showed me that he's
He was like, now you can breathe. You can
because I was
shit
like,
in
I don't know
peace.
how long I could do this. Not her. How long am I
You.
gonna do this, Zach? Zacchaeus, tell me. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Hey,
I
thank
hear
God
that.
yeah. Ooh.
That one alone. I'm
It's
surprised
honestly-
it's only taking 1 point.
It's something that I pray, Lord, I never have to experience that ever again. Hi guys, Murugi Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's Definitely
TMI.
in
For
a
the
singing
last
mood.
one
My God.
this year.
All right, yeah.
You're going to miss our singing now. You're attacking us, but now you're going to be like, where is that singing next Wednesday?
Be like, I wish I could just hear the girls sing,
Sing
one
again.
more
One
time.
more time.
We wish. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, welcome to this episode, our last episode of the year.
How do you feel?
I need to take a second to sit in that feeling. Yeah. That's me. I'm like, how do I feel? I feel present.
Yeah.
I feel fulfilled. I
Yeah.
feel like, wow. Like 50 weeks is like a lot of weeks, Lydia. It's like a lot of Lydia right now. Yeah, it's like a lot of weeks, a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. Yeah.
That's
I
many
feel
episodes.
all excitement.
Yeah.
All excitement and all it's time.
Yes,
It's time
yes.
for the break,
Yeah.
guys. It's time for the break. And we can see that that's what you guys are also saying. Well, she can see and she
Exactly.
said,
So I
she told
see
me
the comments. Yeah.
that you guys are you're being supportive about it, which is what we expected that you would be. But you know, sometimes it's not like that, or people just kind of try to turn it into something that it's not. But in between us,
you
in
guys.
between us,
I watch YouTube a lot.
Mhm.
I don't
You
think
do.
you watch YouTube
I'm
a
not
lot. You're
the-
she's more
yeah.
a Netflix kind of person.
Mm.
I watch YouTube a lot because I like short videos. I want to just be like entertained for my 15 to 20 minutes or
And
whatever,
go.
and then go, right? And I feel like when my favorite YouTubers have not uploaded, like James Charles, he uploads Fridays at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
If I go there at 12 and he's not uploaded, I get so angry. I'm just like, what else is he doing? Like, this is literally a job, sir. Why? Where is the video? I'm so anxious. Then I just keep going. I refresh. It's like the rest of the day can't continue because I don't have
Really?
the video. So
Okay.
I feel it for you guys.
Yeah.
For those of you who are like TMI diehards and like you're not gonna have the Wednesday uploads.
I get it.
I know, me too.
Yeah. And also our commitment to the episodes as well also feels like such a part of what we do.
Yeah.
It's like we know Wednesday at 12 there's an episode. So I understand. I get, even actually I don't know what I'm going to feel like next week. Like the
I
group,
don't know.
the group is just silent.
I don't think we're gonna care, girl.
We're not gonna
No,
care.
We're not. You see, when you're as committed to resting as you are to working,
no, we are.
it's gonna feel like the most
And you know
natural
what?
thing in the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And yeah, it's definitely time. But we appreciate you guys for your support.
So much, yeah.
And we love and we're committed to TMI. We're committed to making this a global brand. But every so often we're going to need to take a break. And I think it's
Exactly.
good to introduce the idea of us taking a break now.
Yeah. And definitely please follow us, even though during December and until when we come back in January, we are still not going to be uploading even on our social
Socials.
media.
Yeah.
But please just follow us, TMI Podcast.
I
KE.
know.
Who knows? Once in a while we might throw a picture. They're just like,
A little story.
hi,
A little,
you know, we're not committing to anything, but like if it comes, it comes. But please
Yeah.
do follow us, TMI Podcast KE, Lydia KM, Murugi Munyi. So given this is our last episode of the year, we thought it would be nice to just do like a check-in on like how the year has been for us, how we've been feeling about it, rate it, how have we performed against our New Year's resolutions,
Yeah.
areas of growth, things that have been difficult, anything basically that this year has taught us.
How would you rate it?
Out of 10?
10 being phenomenal, bask joy.
I'm going to rate this year a solid 6.
Oh,
This
that's-
hasn't been a great year for me. Yeah,
Why?
it's like great things. See, I'm going to talk about it in the
Oh,
episode.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I feel like it's been like equal parts really great and
Yeah.
equal parts what the fuck, like what the actual fuck.
Yeah.
Remember how my year started this
But I
year?
feel like that's it. I feel like the
Yeah.
first 6 months, though that wait, just though that
This was
whole,
just
just put it in the bin. That
You
was
see,
a lot
but
for you.
The first 6 months is literally half the year,
It
so that's
is.
why we're at 6.
Okay, that makes sense. You've been through a lot. You
Yeah.
have. Okay. I would rate this year an 8.
Wow.
The 2 being that the reason why it's an 8 is because of the ending is been like all the growth and all the gunk and all the stuff has had a beautiful ending. But the 2 is because of the times when I was in the gunk. Yeah. There was many gunk moments for sure. Many.
Yeah.
And actually when we're reviewing this, there's actually many things. The New Year's resolutions I said on our first episode of the year, the ones which I really was committed to, I remember off by heart.
Oh, yeah?
And most of those I've been committed to.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, and
most of mine, no.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
No, but okay.
We'll get into it.
Okay, we'll get into
it. Yeah.
So we are a bit maduro than you.
Yeah, we are a bit older. But what we have is like our points of just like key things that happened throughout the year, ways we've grown and things like that. Hey, you know one thing that I learned this year, which I hate that I learned it this year, is that apparently like growth is messy and growth kind of like is painful. And it's really just not that fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So it's like, in fact, some of the things I'm just like, so I grew, but it wasn't nice.
It was horrible.
It was horrible.
Oh, okay, so that I know.
So that's what I mean, because I feel like there have been really great things that have happened, but like the process of getting there.
Were terrible.
I'm not enjoyed that.
I think mostly it's because there were different sectors that felt that way. Whereas my gunk stuff was like one
particular
sector.
sector. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll do it. So
okay, fine.
Morugi sent me these questions and I answered. And I thought that's how we are structuring.
Like think through these things.
So me, I use those questions, but her, she's written points. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll do it, guys. We'll do it.
So these points could pretty much fall under anything. But for me, it's just like key things that happened that were memorable for me in the year.
No
Let me just start with the main thing that was like life-changing this year was my man.
I knew.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. But then this year, honestly, I felt like God definitely put me on the strongest soldiers list this year for sure. Like for sure, in my personal life, in my family life, in my
I remember mostly the first half of the year.
Even the second half. I feel like it's not been like, I don't know.
Or as you just recovering.
It's
like
just, it's just been like
Yeah, I know for sure. I know the feelings of the first year, but in the second half, I would feel like what I've been feeling from you is more like surrender, and you've been like more chilled and your energy has been more like that. Or maybe what I'm reading is that I'm giving up.
That's
I'm
it.
done.
Really, it's I'm giving up, and like I don't
care.
I don't give a fuck, because I feel like the second half has been like almost like recovering from the first half of the year, and then coupled on top of that the therapy and all that, it's just felt so heavy emotionally.
Growth
like this
years
year
all suck. By the way,
God, I'm so tired.
Growth years are always like grueling,
and it's like they are good, but it's like good bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like So anyway, so my man moving away from me was like the thing that definitely destabilized me this year. I feel like I handled it better than I thought that I would handle it. To be honest,
you handled it like the strongest soldier for
like
real,
like a queen.
Yeah,
I feel like it was. I definitely my mind just always goes, I guess, when I'm going through a difficult time to like, now you're here.
Radical
and the kids
acceptance.
are here. Exactly. It's like now really there's nothing you can do. But definitely thinking back now at that time, it definitely was difficult.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for my sisters and for like my support system. Even you were always checking in with me. You're such a nice person.
Thank you. But I could tell this was really hard.
Yeah, it was really bloody hard.
But you did so well, Joe. Oh my God. Actually, I was impressed. See, me, I did long distance.
Yeah.
Me, I already. I just, for somebody else. But yeah, look at you.
I thought it was nice. I love that I got to go to the UK twice. I had never been. I'd actually never been outside Africa. So that was really a really great thing that I got to do that. I got to have so many different experiences. But just like that season,
yeah.
Parenting alone, that was like the most difficult. Like all school things, I was going alone. All anything to do with the kids, I was doing it alone, and that was really, really difficult. Also, it definitely did put a strain on our marriage, but like not necessarily in like a really bad way. Like, oh my God, we're reconsidering everything, but in a positive way. In that, it's like we really were like, wow, so that's what this person does in this house. It's really nice to have him around. And I think for him as well, it's just like being away from us really helped put things in perspective. There have been a different set of challenges, however, when he has come back, which I was not mentally prepared for. Because the only thing I was like, just come back, and it just goes back to the way it was before.
Or maybe this is the bit I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, and it's like something I've been processing because I've not really been sure about like, what am I feeling? What is it? What are we going through? But there's I don't know. There was like a bit of a shift, which we are still like trying to adjust to in terms of even like literally even physically. I had bought so many more clothes because I had a whole extra wardrobe, which now I had to let go of so many clothes when Zach came back. I was just like, so now you're here. So now, so that's been challenging.
Yeah.
And that I would say that is that one took off one major point in the 1 out of 10. That was a whole one.
A whole one?
A whole one. Yeah.
Really? Okay. No, that's a lot.
Def.
Do you know what? The truth. You know, I was feeling oddly upset at Zach when all of that was happening. I'm serious. I was
mad at him, like, how could you?
Know, it was a weird thing because he's like, I get it, and I know everything he does is for his family, but then I was used to just, you know, it's just like, so he's just left.
He's just left.
He's just left her. She has 3 kids. Like it was so, and the fact that there was a possibility that this could be permanent. Like, like it was. Yeah.
It was intense.
Yeah, prayers were needed. But I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you because you went through that, and it became like it was like a pause in your marriage. Just for like a boop, and then back. And I'm so glad he's back. Oh my God, I'm so glad.
I cannot.
That day when she told me that
he was like, now you can breathe. You can shit in peace.
I don't know how long I could do this. Not her. How long am I going to do this, Zach? Zacchaeus, tell me. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
I hear that.
Yeah.
Ooh. That one alone. I'm surprised it's only taking 1 point.
It's something that I pray, Lord, I never have to experience that ever again. Like, please, God. I'm not trying to pray against my husband getting opportunities, but Lord,
make it more seamless, and easier, and one where it's just like he can do that with his family as opposed to having
less anxiety inducing.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way I did it was like important milestones this year.
Yeah, okay, give us your important milestones.
My milestone is that I moved out of the apartment I was living in last year. I moved out in February. I love my home. That's one. And it just feels like it feels like my space on my own, because last time it wasn't on my own. So there's a newness that it's given this season that I can't even explain.
And also your house is so pretty, so cute.
I just love it. It's just
awesome.
enough. It's not that big. It feels just for me. It fits me like a glove completely, and I love it so much. The TMI life experience I'd written as that.
Oh, didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I remember the TMI live experience.
Just like Murugi. I was even thinking about, although I wrote our awards.
There you go. Yeah, TMI live experience, our awards as well. Like just those things that remind you that you're on the right path, that the sacrifices you're making are worth it, that the people you're making it some partly for are also like celebrating you, and those are really valid and validating experiences. So I put that down.
Do you feel like we could have done more with TMI this year?
I don't think so.
Of like experience.
So for me, I feel like we could have.
Technically, we could have.
But could we have? No.
Okay, fine.
Like what we were saying, that we wanted to have an event. Jokers.
We're right now at the time.
Right now, I would have an event is what we were trying to say, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like as much as we do always want to grow things, just like how even with your business, that it needs to think about everything else aligning. You know, everything else needs to make sense around that. If we're both overwhelmed with whatever else we're doing outside TMI, trying to do something half-assed is like, you even start to resent the thing you're doing because it's like, we are choosing to do this event and we are both overwhelmed and wanting to end the year.
Now we are slaves to this thing,
you know?
But now I feel like because, so Lydia and I have a different way of like approaching what I would say like goals. I feel like I'm more the kind of person who I want to be like, we should do this and this and this. We should have these 5 events so that in the end, we end up having done even one. It's like, oh, great. We did something. Lydia is more of like, let's be realistic from the beginning.
Yeah. Mine is I commit to what I can do.
What you know you will do.
What I can't do. Actually, what I will do.
Yeah.
Jo commits to what she can do. And at the end of the day, we can't do anything.
It's true.
We can, really. But what will we do? Right this second, she was supposed to do something. She posted in the group, okay, I'm going to do this question. She did. Her own commitment. Right now, I'm like, okay, I thought you put up. She's like, no, she didn't.
But my question to you, you follow TMI, you'd have seen if I put up the story.
Do I? No, I'm kidding. But I mean, it's like, I didn't go to check because she said it with so much conviction. Like, you know, it's like, yes. So I was like sure, she did.
It's handled.
It's handled. Yeah? She commits to what she can do versus what she will do. And most of the time, we look at to-do lists and we're just like, did you not say we'll do this?
Yeah.
Are you not the one?
Yeah. We had actually hoped to have an event in December, in all fairness. But like, first of all, at the time, we were even saying that we wanted to do that Kagi was not yet here.
No, it
There was
wasn't.
no Kagi.
Please
Yes.
don't make me vomit right now.
There's so much. There was just like so much that we had not factored in. Me, I don't even think I had factored in the craziness that is sometimes Q4 with like clients and things like that. But it's like it was a really great plan.
But guess what? Now that I know how you operate, I'm not trying to be the killer of your dreams. When you said we'll do the event, I was like, yes, I knew we wouldn't do it.
You knew?
I knew, of course I did. Because I know when it comes to, I send you, let's look for vendors or something. She's not going to do it because she's going to be like, why am I working? But I don't also want to be like bringing down that moment when you're excited about something. It's fine. And maybe we can do it.
I really appreciate
maybe
that.
Maybe we can. But yeah, I know. Now
I'm trying
to
be that way with my husband because sometimes he says things I'm just like, don't be dumb. That's stupid.
John!
No, I get so angry and I'm just like, you know very well.
No.
It's not going to. Yeah,
no,
but I'm trying to do.
Just let the person have the moment.
Even if
what's
later,
the problem?
you know.
It's exciting and you know it's not going to happen. So it's fine.
You're right.
Let people be happy.
Absolutely right.
Another milestone, as Joe just said, I started my company Kagi Wellness and it's not what I wanted to start.
Oh,
remember?
Right, yes.
Yes, there's another business which I still want to start, but it wasn't Kagi Wellness I wanted to do first. But nothing was more aligned than having Kagi this year. It was just right. It felt like such an obvious evolution, the next natural step. That's what it felt like. It was far more time consuming and mental energy consuming than anybody is ever going to be able to articulate ever.
Some things you have to do it. Just like motherhood or marriage, you need to be in there for you to really know.
I feel like those first 3 weeks, I literally, I don't know how, what?
But
I don't know how that was done.
You seem like you're just handling it well. We're just like, oh, Lydia, look at her, business babe. Guys, I'm just here at work. I'm doing deliveries. You know, I'm just doing
At one point, I was just like,
pretty great.
God, how can you only give us 24 hours? How can you do that? How can you give us only 24 hours? Literally, it's time to stop working because you also don't want to overwork. But you're just like, so what about all of this? And you've been working every minute of the day. So anyway, it's been challenging. It's in its own ways, but it's been so fulfilling. And I'm so excited for all the things that are yet to come. I'm so excited.
Do you feel like Kagi has changed how you view yourself as Lydia?
100% for sure. As far as my level of capacity, like what I'm capable of doing. I think, I don't know if I shared here on TMI that because I don't come from a business-oriented family, despite my being Kikuyu, I was just like, where am I going to get it? Where is that gene from? But no, it's like I've probably been getting built up to this anyway. Like as far as my discipline, I'm a problem solver. It's like I know how to run things, you know? So there are things you're going to learn along the way, but there's just something innate in me that has made this work so well.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Also, another interesting thing I find about us content creators is we never see our platforms as a business we are running.
Even TMI, sometimes I think about it a bit more like a business than my own.
Because of we are together and we have to think about like, okay, where are we playing this, how are we, whatever. But like your own platform, you just see it as just like, money comes in, whatever. But it is actually a business. Yeah. And me, I've always known that you have the business gene in you. In fact, there was a time you said that and I was just like, is this bitch being serious?
Because so serious.
I was like, you have that like ambition, hustler kind of energy, but like not in a bad way.
I would never describe myself as that.
Yeah.
I could fall off the chair that you described me. Yeah, I don't know why I've always thought that.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just like something you think about yourself once a long time ago and then you don't let go of it.
Yeah.
And even when you can't justify it, it's still there in your mind.
I get it, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a huge milestone for me and I'm so grateful.
And I feel like from a personal point of view, I feel like you having Kagi has made me also see you in like a different way. Almost like, I would say respect you more, but I've always respected you. But it's like, I don't know, it's just like taking it to a different notch.
That sense of capacity,
just like seeing you like doing this thing, which is like you care about it, you know, you're interested in it. Even like when I hear you having like your calls and what, I'm just like, wow, look at her go, you know? Yeah. Because me, I've always felt like, Lydia, why don't you have a business that you're running? I've always just like been like, girl, no, you're sleeping on money. And now it just feels like, wow. Look, it was the right time. Into yourself. Yeah,
it was the right time. First, you become and then you have. So there are many things that have happened this year that have cultivated me into this businesswoman. And then that's why I can now do it as opposed to, it matches. It makes sense that I have it.
I love that. And you know, I mean, your timing is the right timing.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about business, from a business perspective, for me, we moved from a smaller store for Wild to a bigger store in July. Was it July or August? One of those two. Anyway, in the middle of the year, which was exactly a year after we had actually launched Wild.
Then it was July.
And that was, July. Okay, fine. So that was really amazing. That was really awesome for me. It's not a move that we had anticipated or planned for at the beginning of the year. It's literally something that happened in a matter of weeks because we our storage space, we're using, like, we had our store, then we had a storage space, and the storage space was like another shop, but we were just being allowed to use it because there was no tenant there.
Yeah.
Then at a point, it's just like, oh, someone has taken this shop, move all your shit. And then it was just like, we don't have space. Our store was just too small to accommodate. And I was like, why am I living like a pauper? Like, no, I can literally afford a bigger store. We have always been saying we want to move to a bigger store. And so we did it in a few weeks. We just like found a store, you know, they fitted it out and whatever, and then we were able to move. So that was an amazing point of growth for me. I feel like it was growth that I didn't think I was ready for, but like sometimes it's like, now the moment is here.
You already are. So now it's like,
that's
elevate. Just make the step.
Now make the step. Exactly. And I'm so glad that I was able to do that. I do remember feeling a bit of fear because I was like, I was going from a place where I was paying much less rent to like more. And I was just like, hey?
So now it's like, what you have to do to stay there is higher.
To stay there. And then, of course, I had to hire more people. My sister was leaving the business and what. So I'm glad. I mean, so far it's been working out phenomenal. I love our new space, Greenhouse Mall, ground floor, in case you want to visit. I love our new space. I love how the business is running. I feel like it's forced me to think bigger, you know. It's just like, and there's been growth, and I think that this one also might take down one point because the move has required like now more work from me. You know, I feel like when I started Wild, it was more of like, let me start this little side hustle, which is just like for you relate, yeah.
And now it's like commitment, like, employees,
work,
sales,
care. So much, like there's just so many, and it's like at some point it's like, okay, pause, but it's like, no, we're not pausing. There's customers every day. There's employees every day. There's meetings. There's social media to think about. There's what? It's like, it's felt like it's been like a lot of work. This year has felt like a lot of work. Generally, that's been the theme.
Your website.
Of my year. Oh, the website. Yes. Oh, yeah. We've definitely expanded our Made in Kenya base. We've done our website. Everything has just been really awesome. I'm going to leave the link to the website down below.
Let me tell you, maybe it's because of, like, sometimes I feel like I even overproject. Like when your milestones come. I remember I'm the one who reminded you that it was a
one. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, like, so it's like, especially with Wild, it's like, it's her thing. But really, I'm just like, it's been a year. Like, where are we going to party? Who is stopping? You know?
Who's coming?
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
and I think maybe that's
it's
why
overwhelming.
That's the thing.
It's a lot of work.
When I see people speak about me, like now, be like, oh my God, your year has been amazing. You've won this award. You've done this or whatever. Me, I don't see it like that. Me, I just see the work that goes into it. Then when the thing happens, it's like, oh, a mild sense of like,
it's done.
Great. I know, as opposed to like, but I'm working to change that. I know you are. Therapy. I'm working to change that.
I know you are. But it's these are amazing, huge, crazy things.
Thank
Joe,
you.
They all are. But I get it.
But
it's more like,
understand.
I understand we need to celebrate, but who is the one who's waking up at 4 a.m? It's me. So you go there, be excited, but who's doing it?
Really?
So I get it. I hear that.
Oof, yeah.
Another milestone for me I stopped drinking alcohol in February.
No, that wasn't this year.
It was this year.
You stopped this year?
Yes.
Bitch.
What do you mean?
Why does that feel like it was so long ago?
No, it was this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've just remembered, you fucking traitor.
What?
Because I've remembered, oh my God, because in December, we agreed we are both quitting alcohol at the beginning of the year. So come January, me, I've quit January 1st. And I was in Coast, by the way.
And I could see her stories, and I was just there sipping Nini, Prosecco. Like,
oh, this is great. So me, I'm like, I'm not even drinking. We're in the Coast, but I'm like, no, I've promised Lydia, we are staying on the straight and narrow. Jokes on me because it's now November. I've drunk all year, and she quit in February, and she's still not drinking.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the reason is because I was in Bristol and I was really in that drinking situation, right? And then I was just like, why am I quitting? See, I'll quit when I get home. When I got home, I didn't quit. I continued all through January. Then Aggie was like, let's try for Feb. At least cleanse our fucking livers, because what the hell? So then she started, but then I went out with G on the 8th, I remember. And I came to Feb, and I came to a TMI shoot. I didn't even drink that much, and I went home early.
I remember that.
But I remember I wasn't feeling great, and that day I was just like, "This is not me," and I quit.
You came to the Red Bull,
yeah. I was like,
and you ordered another Red Bull.
I did. I was like, this is not me.
Oh, so you did have your experience that caused you to be like, no, this is not me. I'm
And
quitting.
it wasn't a painful one, but it was just like, what am I doing? It was like, what is
fun about
what
this?
What is this?
Yeah.
What I like, I'm not as sharp as I want to be. I'm not gonna enjoy this as much as I want if I was like sober. And so I was just like, what is this? And literally that moment, I was like, it makes more sense for me to not drink than to drink. That's it. Even if it's 51% this side, it feels like this is who I am and what I represent and what I'm about, taking care of myself, like, health consciousness. And that was it. I haven't drunk since then.
Okay, I had a similar experience 2 weeks ago of like, what is this?
No, I was like, go to the doctor.
Guys, 2 weeks ago. Oh my God.
So now it would be like a month ago from now.
Actually, it'll be like a month ago. Yeah. Guys, I went out one night, I partied the next day. Actually, for the next 5 days. It took me 5 days to recover.
I was just like, okay, what? Joe, drink water.
For me, it was like a combination of factors because I had been ill like 2 days before that night. And I think it was like a leftover the infection. Yeah. So it's like a combination of those two things because the way I was feeling, actually even thinking about it right now, I want to cry a bit. Yeah. And I was just like, why?
Why?
Now I have 4 days where it's like, I'm not going to work really. I'm not even the work for like on my phone. I was just like, I can't. I don't even want to
do it.
Oh my God. Actually, no.
No.
Sorry, that's the podcast we are now. We don't drink.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm so committed, by the way, because I'm just like, why?
Guess what? It's a flex to know that I can have fun. And me, by the way, I still go out, as in I'm coming home at 6 a.m. So it's not stopping me from doing anything. If I have the right company and good music, I can have a good time. So that moment,
a better time than you would have.
These 2 minutes only, these 2 hours of like losing your mind from alcohol, that's the thing I'm then going to suffer for the next day. Nah, I have never been more proud of myself for anything, and I'm good.
So happy for you. Yeah. Okay, now you're my inspiration because honestly, I'm just
Let's do it. Even Aggie as well. Also, now that all of my family don't drink, my mom, Tim, Ag, Dad is holding it down. Dad is holding it down for all you guys.
For everybody.
Yeah.
The whole of Kenya.
Yeah. Perhaps. So those are my important milestones.
I love that. Okay. The most important thing. Actually, I would say this is like in the top 3 of important things that happened to me this year.
Can I guess?
That has been life-changing.
Therapy.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thanks to Lydia and Tebi who encouraged me, and I've spoken about it here. Starting therapy in what month did I start therapy? Was it around August?
Yeah, but it feels like I've been going forever. But I think because you go every week.
I go weekly, exactly. Yeah. I'm still at the place where it's like my life feels like a
weekly.
Mess. Literally. In fact, every time I go for therapy, I'm just like, wow, there's a new pathway that I didn't even know was a shit show.
When you say, what's your therapy? I'm just like, again?
I know.
Because I go once a month now. So I'm just like, wow.
But you remember how that's how we used to feel about you. Because you always
every
used
day.
To be there.
I used to go there for,
my God. No, therapy has been life-changing for me. I feel like it's been mostly difficult, really difficult because of having to face emotions and talk about things that I don't really like talking about. I don't like feeling vulnerable. I don't like feeling exposed. I don't like feeling like somebody just like knows. Like you just know.
Yeah.
So you just know I'm struggling with all these kind of thing. Oh my God. It's been a lot. In fact, our last therapy session, and I remember I did a story about it saying how some therapy sessions you leave feeling almost worse than how you felt.
And I hate that.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
So this last therapy session we were talking about how when you pray to God for like a thing, like let's say something which you aspire to, let's say it's a new job or a man or a car or wealth, you don't really think of all the complexities that come around having that particular thing. You just think of having that thing. And I was like, there are some things in my life which I'm just like, I know I prayed for this and I'm so glad that God gave me this, but like fucking hell.
Yeah.
It's like all these other things are making me feel like, do I really even want those things that I have, kind of thing. And so at the end, she was just like, but you're the only one who can answer. I was like, no, tell me.
I'm paying you an arm and a leg to tell me it's me?
But no, it has changed my life. It's making me a lot more intentional about the way I speak to people, about the things that I think, about taking a pause to think like, why am I reacting the way that I'm reacting? What is triggering me in this moment kind of thing, And I mean, I wish I had started sooner. I don't know what to say, but I wish I had started sooner.
That's one of the things that I feel like is joining us in a way. And there's a level of trust I have in you as a person, knowing that you go to therapy. It's just like a natural thing that you comes because it's like, okay, it's like you knowing that you're dealing with things in therapy, automatically I feel like you have the emotional bandwidth, the mental bandwidth for like things to shake up, you know? And let's say, for example, there's like something crazy that happens with TMI or whatever, knowing that you have that support, it's like, it's going to make you see things differently, work with things differently. There's a time before, like, I guess when I was going on and on about therapy, or actually sometimes the way you used to view me is like I'm an alien.
Yeah.
But I knew this is just like work. It's work that got me to think about things the way that I do.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you have access to that. And I'm so proud of you, because
so
when you go after the first 5 grueling ones and you're literally, all you're doing is crying, just crying, and you still continue to go, that is an investment in yourself. That's discipline. That's like, this sucks, but I know what it's giving me in the long run.
I know. Thank you for pestering us about it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hands up in the comments if there's anyone who started therapy this year, because Lydia would not shut up about therapy.
I'm still not going to shut up. Go to therapy.
Life-changing.
And, you know, I feel like it's another one, not one of those things that gives you freedom.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you feel a bit more like you're choosing your life. And then when you're confused, you have the support to know how to navigate. I want that for every woman. I want that for everyone. You know, so that when you're choosing that person who you know is like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know it's what the hell.
Exactly.
I'm not saying we're going to be perfect people,
no, but
you will know that what the hell.
Yeah. I love having a person who's just like, any thoughts I have during the week, I can go and be like, so what is that about? Yeah, exactly. How come that when this and this and this is how, what I always say, why do you think that is? I love having that person.
Yeah. Where we are now in therapy for me is the place of, these are some of the things she keeps throwing around. Surrender. Radical acceptance. Because what happens sometimes when it comes to, like, now you're digging, now you're always digging. And sometimes you don't need to dig. You just get into the habit of like, what was that? Let's discuss it. Sometimes it's not about unpacking, you know, because sometimes you start intellectualizing your feelings and stuff. Now it's the practice is more being in my body.
Just feeling
and
let the feeling
without
pass.
even judgment or anything. That's where we are at. Radical acceptance is really helping. Like even the other day, I was really feeling like such a baby about my periods. I was like, radical acceptance.
I'm on my period.
I'm on my period and it hurts and I'm tired and I don't want to do anything. But there's just something, it makes your body feel so at ease. So that's what we're practicing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud of you. That's a big one.
What a year.
Yeah, so one of the things I learned is to regulate my own emotions. And I think I've said this many times on this podcast, how I feel like I've been bullied by my emotions or my emotions are overwhelming me. So learning how to regulate. There's an exercise I posted. Maybe I'll put the link here because it's on my page about how I learned how to do that. Also like things like surrender, radical acceptance, going to therapy, journaling, working out. Many things help me do that. But this year, I feel like I can feel something and it doesn't become my reality as far as I'm aware, because that's emotional reasoning. I feel, therefore I am, or I feel, therefore it is. No, you feel, but what is it? You know, it's like the feeling is not fact. So that's something which I've learned and I'm really glad about. I've learned to be more forgiving.
No, really?
Yeah.
We're talking
about therapy. Straight away. Forgiving. I actually had a breakthrough in therapy as far as my dad is concerned. And it changed the way I saw so many things. But it's been like a build up, you know, because we've been exploring that for a while. So we are at a place where I'm able to be in my body around him, which is something I wasn't able to do. Is that you just kind of feel like you're in survival mode because you don't know the unpredictability of things, right? But I feel very much in my body about it. We did his birthday. We did his birthday in October. And that was good. And there's been a radical acceptance about it. And an honesty with myself about what kind of relationship I can ever have with him. And none is where we are at, but that doesn't feel bad anymore. There's a place we've gotten to now where it's just like, actually in therapy, the 3 things which we figured that I need to be able to navigate this journey with him is to trust myself, to enforce my boundaries when I need them, and then to have compassion for myself and for him. And we are at a place where I'm just like, it's okay. You didn't have the tools to be what I needed, and that's okay.
Yeah, because like, what can you do about it?
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
But I most of the time I was at why the fuck did you not have tools? You know, it's like they still
As a
that.
dad, didn't you think perhaps
didn't you
I should
think
get some
before
tools?
you had children? You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
It was still that little girl who was just like, this is so unfair. Like, why is this happening? You know, why did others get a fantastic dad?
But others also got a horrible dad.
You never think about that. You never think about that. No. And you never think about the fact that you got an amazing mom as well. No, it's always the woe is me.
Sam got horrible dad and mom.
I thought about that the other day and I was just like, yep.
Oh my.
Exactly. So anyway, now it's not even like, I don't even need to compare my situation with anyone to feel at peace with it. I'm at peace with my dad. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with who we are and how we are. And this is okay.
Yeah, I love that. Speaking of relationships, I think one thing about me and relationships this year is I realized that I really did not prioritize friendships at all this year.
Oh.
Yes, I prioritized Shut the fuck up. And I'm only mentioning it because I know in my New Year's resolutions, there's something about prioritizing friendships and like doing more like social things. But I don't think I had factored in the way the year would go because I've been forced to prioritize family this year in a way that has not allowed me.
Half has been like she doesn't want to see anyone.
Yeah, because the first half was just so much like I need to be there for my kids. I need to be there for my mom, my dad. The first half of the year when Zach left to go to the UK, my mom had a cancer scare. That was horrific. My dad got into an accident and it was like a lot of like being there for my family. My sister also now was just like in a phase where she wanted to move and start doing, go into uni and things like that. And it just required like a lot of, like my family needed a lot from me this year. So I feel like now towards the end when it's like, I'm tired, I really just don't want to have to give to a friendship or I don't feel like I can show up in friendships besides you because for yours, I just feel like, you know, I don't say that I need to go out of my way to put in like effort, you know.
She's calling me a low maintenance bitch on live television.
That's pretty much what I'm saying.
I'm a low maintenance friend, I get it. And also TMI makes us see each other.
TMI makes us see each other. But like, remember how towards the end of last year, we were starting to do like dates.
That was so cute.
Was that last year?
It was.
Or was that this year?
I think it was the end of last year and the beginning of this one.
Exactly.
That's how we even started facials.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, facials is something which we do, but I guess
at least,
everything with us feels like there's work element in it. But to be honest, that's something we do by choice. We don't have to do it together.
Exactly. And I feel like, so because of having to prioritize my family and then now feeling at the end, like I just really, the only thing I have left to give, I will give to myself or I will give to like my responsibilities and things which I need to, which is like my work, the shop and things like that. I feel like I've accepted it. I've had to accept it, because I'm just like, I feel like I reached a point where it's like I was putting added pressure on myself to show up in other relationships, which I just didn't feel like I had enough to give or like I wanted to give. So towards the end of the year, I've actually started doing reading. I've started reading, which has been phenomenal.
She's read like 22 books.
Oh, I'm so happy. Yeah. Oh my God, reading is so awesome. Can you go back to reading?
I'll think about it in 2024, guys.
Oh my God, yeah.
It just wasn't my reading year.
This was not
I read
reading.
one book.
Yeah, 5 a.m. club year was your reading year.
Oh, I read that so much. And last year, 2021 and 2022, I read quite a bit.
Exactly. Yeah, so I feel like I've been trying now because I've been feeling really low interaction energy with people. I've been trying to just prioritize like what can I do for myself that makes me feel like recharged and like energized. So like painting and just like doing things on my own kind of thing. Because like I don't know, when I see other people interacting with their friends, it's like they're feeling like you interacting with especially you. I feel like when you're interacting with your friends, it's almost like, oh wow, they're feeling you. But me, I feel like it's something I have to give out as opposed to like something that I'm getting. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know why you feel that.
I don't know. I need to explore that in therapy because maybe it's just like an idea of like what I think friendship is or looks like.
For example, V is a new mom. Right? Of course, she has nothing to give any of us and we should expect nothing from her, you know, but the space where it's like you get poured into. It's like, I feel like when your friends come to you, it's like the whole entire dynamic is really more of like you. How are you? What do you want? I have something for you. How can I be there for you? You know, and that's also a good space to be in relationships, to sit and let people be there for you.
No, see, that makes me uncomfortable. Because then I feel like I owe you. I owe you showing up for you. I owe you coming to your event. I owe you. That's the thing, you see. And it's like I don't want to have to owe you.
Why is it? Why is it that?
I don't know.
That's what we're going to explore. Yeah, because that's not the way it is at all.
I know, yeah.
No. No.
But for me, it's just like.
But I see that even sometimes, I think we've had conversations about that, our dynamic, and the way you see it's kind of like, it's like you're not loved purely for just being.
Yeah, no.
And I find that so interesting. And it's not true, first of all.
We don't know that.
Huh? Of course we do.
How do you know?
Because I know.
But you see, you only know me, who is me like this right now.
Yeah.
You don't know another me who is not the way that I am, or, like, you know what I mean?
So
it's
let me tell you who you are, right? Just in your existence, your company, the way you inspire me, our friendship, that's the priority. The things that you do, or like how we interact as far as work, isn't. And I feel like I convince you. I'm not convincing you anymore.
But the two, you see, you can't separate the two because you don't know what that first one is without this other one. Because we've only ever had both.
This is your viewpoint, because I don't think that.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
And I don't trust your hoes.
Huh?
I don't trust y'all.
Yeah, she's got to work on things for sure.
I'm working on it, guys. But
it's okay.
How many things can we work on at a time? We start with dad.
It's true, please.
Your body, my relationship with food, my marriage
alone.
As a parent, then perhaps.
I beg. Yeah, there's too many things. But work on something at a time. But I just want you to know that if you want people to pour into you, I'm sure there are a million people who are ready to do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And the way you've selected friends is smart. Or the friends who I know, Tebby.
Yeah.
Those are all people who would point to you.
It's true, really, just like that. Yeah. But I do feel like this year I've gotten closer with my kids, all three of my kids. Like, I feel like because of the fact that Zach was away, it really required me to like spend a lot more time with them and just like develop just like a closer relationship. So I'm loving that journey.
Okay, cute.
Yeah.
I love that. I can tell for sure, but I also feel like it's seasons. It's not every season has to be like friends. Yeah. No,
not all the time.
Another thing I've learned, thanks to Morugi, saving. Do you know what? We're going to link that. We should link that video, because let me tell you, it was an hour of shouting. I remember I was in London with Aggie. Literally, we just stopped what we were doing. We were just there like, I'm telling you, I started saving that day. And I've been saving.
I'm so
proud of myself. Actually, I keep forgetting about my savings, Yeah. And the other day I was just like, oh yeah,
and that money is just there. And the funny thing is, like, you forget that your savings are there. It's just like money which sits there.
Let me tell you,
it's great.
Smartest thing ever. Yeah. And do you know what? I don't know what it is. Like, and I guess the same way you're saying that I've been talking about therapy forever, but when you are ready, you are ready. That's the same thing with me. I just felt like the next thing for me, as far as like when I envisioned the best version of me, that bitch got savings. She's got investments.
Somewhere. Yeah.
She's like resting. She's chilled. Like, she doesn't have to be like money, about money, but she's got her money together in order. It's not just about making money. Okay, fine. You've made money, and then? So yeah, I feel like that's another thing, another layer as far as who I want to be, that you've definitely inspired.
I love that. Yeah. So
much. Saving.
This is so cool. So in wellness, which is what you're super passionate about, you influence me. And in money, which I'm super passionate about, I influenced you.
Yeah.
And on that saving, now I've just remembered that earlier this year, I bought my car off of savings that I made on Tunes.
Saving.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, that happened this year.
That happened this year in February.
Before Zach went.
Before Zach went.
Before things
Zach
went. Toppling.
I saved I decided that I wanted to upgrade my car, and I saved for it, and I bought it. In February.
Oh my God,
I'm inspired me, but I didn't start. I don't even,
I didn't start then. But I started after that other one.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, that's a big plus in my year. Okay, maybe I could take my year to 6.5.
Oh yeah, only a 0.5.
Yeah, 0.5. I'll take it to 6.5. Because I still had to work for the money to buy the car. If someone just bought me the car, that would have been nice.
I get it.
Yeah. But that was actually a huge, wow moment for me. It's like, this is money that I made from content. When people are still out there saying content doesn't pay, being an influencer doesn't pay, but like, I made money from content and I bought a car.
Yeah. We thank God.
Wow.
You haven't seen her car?
You haven't?
You haven't seen Shaba?
Here of Shaba.
Insert picture. Honestly, look at us. We keep giving this work to socials. Link here. Picture here. Google.
Yeah, we are the talent.
We are the talent.
That's
we just show up and we talk. So another thing that I've learned, and I guess it was like attached to Kagi, was I've learned how to be a better boss. I had a bit of what do we say, a bump?
A bit. I mean, a series of bumps.
A series of bumps in a dynamic. But I feel like in fact, what came out of it is like, I was like, I think I'm a good boss.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm a good boss. And now, especially with Kagi, the way I handle my team, I've learned the kind of boss that I am, you know, as far as I like being collaborative. It's like, yes, I know I'm the final decision, but I love that collaborative energy
Tell me
with
what
people.
you think, what you feel, your ideas, your opinions.
What are your ideas? And guess what? We all have blind spots. So if you don't have anybody who can spot them, you're operating in like, there's something there. And if people are afraid to kind of share like, no, lady, I don't think this is, you don't have any kind of support. So I've really, really enjoyed it. In my team, there's social media, there's my operations manager and me. First, my operations manager is she. That was a risk.
Was it?
As in, I was like, what if this doesn't work out? We've never worked together. She's my cousin. We've never worked together. What if this like topples down? Actually,
Why did you think her, by the way?
I thought her number one because you inspired me with Nanji. Because I was like, who else is going to care about my business and respect it more than somebody who loves me the way she loves me? So that's one. Then I remember you asked Terembe, one of our friends, what would make your life good right now? And I remember I asked she right now. And because of what was happening in her life, she said, you know, like work or something that, you know, would inspire her to get up. And I was just like, I have the opportunity here to solve it for somebody who I really love.
And it's a need you have. Yeah.
It's a need I have. And I know that she's like somebody who can work well and she loves me. I know she will treat my business with like so much care. So it just worked out and it's been amazing. Like,
it looks like, I mean, I feel like, you see, even the energy between you and your employees shows with exactly, even to your audience. I feel like for sure we can tell that it's been working well. Yeah.
So well. Like, and because I traveled 3 weeks after I started my business, I traveled, would not recommend. However, my team rose to bridge the gap that was like my gap. And that literally, that's how she kind of came to operations manager, because before it was just like she was doing sales.
Admin.
Yes, kind of. But after I left, it was like she needed to take it up and wow. Like, I'm impressed.
It was taken up.
It was. So it's like, I've learned I've learned leadership in a different way this year. And I'm proud of myself for that.
I love that. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. There's always like, I feel like what you went through with your other employees, like kind of like everyone has to go through an experience similar to that for them to just like learn to learn about life.
Yeah.
And it's difficult when you go through like a negative experience with an employee for you to not feel like, what did I do wrong? You know, or like, what could I have done? Yeah, is
like,
it me?
What have I done?
Wait, is there a blind spot? Something that I'm not seeing? Something that I'm not whatever? And it can actually feel really bad. Like the people I've had to let go of at Wild, like before, like there was a time when I was looking for a social media manager, I've had like some ups and downs. And sometimes I'm just like, am I the problem? Are my expectations too high? Am I not communicating enough? Am I making you feel like you're not exactly like... It can really feel, honestly, so bad. And I imagine not everyone feels that way. I guess there's people who just like
don't care.
Who just don't care, I guess.
No, I definitely do. I feel like anyone who I'm interacting with and I'm working with, I want them to feel respected, seen, heard, and I want the dynamic to be open and friendly. You know, it's not just work. I guess because like I'm choosing to do this.
Yeah.
So it's like, why am I agonizing any of my experiences? I want to work with people who are great, people who inspire me, and I also want to be respectful and kind and accountable. By the way, me, I'm a boss who says sorry. If you come to me and I've handled you in a way which is like has made you feel uneasy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry right there. There's no conversation. So I feel proud of the kind of leader I've been this year, and I hope I continue to grow as my team continue to grow, and we have a beautiful, positive, and encouraging work culture. We work our asses off, but that other part I feel really proud of.
Another thing I feel like about me and you specifically as people is like we have a way of approaching tasks and conversations that sometimes can come across abrasive or aggressive. But I feel like us, we don't see it that way. It's just like matter of fact, kind of like, okay, so what's happening? All right,
really
what do you do about it?
Deeply working on that.
Me too, because like sometimes just like I didn't mean. Like you seem like it's like as if I've yelled at you, but I'm not. I'm just asking you just like straightforward.
With something to work
sometimes,
on. Sure.
That being able to understand like, okay, there's people who like have different approaches to, are more like soft, rounded kind of.
The other day, I was actually wanted to send a voice note, but I was going to send it like I was in a rush. So I was like, if I'm in a rush and already I know when I just talk normally, sometimes it seems like I'm being mean or I'm shouting. I actually took a pause. I took a breath and I really sent it in a very different way, because it's like you've got to also be accountable for how you're occurring, and I try so much. With riders and stuff, me, I don't know if I can do it. But with my people, I'm trying. Because riders, me, I'm just saying, yeah.
Exactly.
No, come. But now it sounds like I'm screaming, doesn't it? Yeah,
does.
I've got it.
There was a day, Nancy, I can't remember what I was doing a while, and like I was just in the middle of like a hectic day, and Nancy sends me a message, which is like, Nancy is my assistant, and it was like a question which was like, just the question just annoyed me. I felt so annoyed at Nancy, but it's like it wasn't her fault. She was asking something like, there was a small business I had done, like an ad, and she was asking me, should I send you the money now or send it to you tomorrow? Which is just like a normal question, but I was like, this is a damn question. You decide whether or not you want to, kind of thing. In that moment, I realized, I was like, are you angry at Nancy? You? Or is it, exactly. Then I was like, you're probably experiencing decision fatigue.
Yeah.
And, just like, you're feeling overwhelmed with life. So any tiny little thing that is added on top feels like, why are you not making my life easier right now? Why are you now adding to my stress?
This happened with my mom the other day.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very small miscommunication. But because I'm so overwhelmed, I was like, so this is a decision you made, which added more to me. Like, I was
just decided.
And I definitely did tell her, Mom, I was disproportionately mad because of what else was going on this other side.
Yeah.
Decision fatigue. I also had a conversation with my sister. Anything pertaining planning family and stuff, I feel it becomes like a...
Yeah.
So, like, Lydia, like, and then, like, my cousins from my dad's side call me Mother Superior because I'm just like the planner, when things need to get done and when it's come to dealing with people, it's going to be Lydia. But I've realized that's overwhelming me. I don't even want you to help me with money. Just listen on who's going to do that. Girl. That's actually now what I know I need help with.
Yeah.
If something is being planned, I don't want to be part of it. I need people to take on decision making.
Yeah.
That to me is more important now.
Me, I'm working on now being able to verbalize that to people. So with Nancy that time, I told her, actually in future, you just decide what you would rather, because either way, you're going to
decision fatigue is exhausting.
And with my family as well, just like being, my therapist says like I need to be comfortable with failure of something if it means that I don't have to be the one who always has to plan.
Yeah.
Like if someone else has come up with a plan, but now everyone is sitting back waiting for Murugi to do it, even you sit back.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I'm in that phase. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Or even just say, okay, so you be in charge of food, you be in charge of whatever, so that it's just like, okay, it's not going to be like me, everything.
Yeah.
It can be
true.
so frustrating.
And I feel like there's a big part where we contribute in that way.
1,000%.
Yeah.
So it's time to creating the culture
and chain ourselves.
100%. I quit vaping again this year.
Oh God,
for the third time. Was it the third time? Or the second time? Probably as you're watching this, you're like, wait, but I thought you had quit in the video for 2021 New Year's resolutions. I had, guys. Then let me tell you what happened. And I had quit for like long.
For ages.
Yeah, I had quit for long. I don't even understand what happened. I know exactly what happened. This year, when I went to visit Zach in the UK the first time, because I went twice. I went in March and I think I went in July, or was it June? In March, when I went, I was so committed. I was just like, I'm not vaping, and like my journey, now I'd already reached the place of like, I don't even think about vaping anymore until I went there, and turns out everyone in the UK vapes. Literally, it's a nicotine
including my
fucking
stepdad
pandemic. Yes, everyone, even like school children. Are they children really? Okay, maybe they're like in high school, but like late teens kind of high school. But they are vaping at every bus stop, at every shop, at every kiosk. There's vapes everywhere. It was too much and I couldn't handle it, and I fell back into vaping, and oh my God, it was so good. I really missed nicotine so much. Wow.
Guys, by the way, I can't vape.
Yeah, Lydia literally can't. Yeah.
This is not a stance against nicotine. I literally just can't do it. Like, I choke, it just doesn't.
Yeah. Anyway, so I quit again in, how long ago has it been? Maybe it's been like 3
September.
months.
I was away. I remember the UK when you sent me this voice note.
I remember, guys. Yeah, so I quit again, and I'm so proud of myself. Me and my sister quit, although only one of us currently is still in the journey. I'm not going to tell you who, but all I can say is that I'm no longer vaping, and I'm just so happy about that. And like right now that it's been almost 3 months, but right now I don't even think about vaping anymore. I'm so not triggered. I went for like which concert, and like people were like vaping right next to me, and it didn't feel that triggering.
Yeah,
it was just like,
that's why I can't even see the vaping in the UK you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't. It's not in you. Yeah,
that's the thing. You're not like focused on it. But anyway, I'm proud of myself for quitting.
That's a big one.
Thank you. Now niombeni, please, that nothing happens that triggers me. But I'm committed.
You're committed. Yeah. It's good.
And I think that not drinking alcohol will also help, because when you drink alcohol, it's like your inhibitions are down.
Oh,
you're
for
more
sure.
likely.
Anything goes. anything goes.
Whatever. I will do anything.
Someone, this babe messaged me. She was just like, she doesn't go out because I don't go out. I was like, who doesn't go out?
Yeah.
So that she was like, but when she goes out, like she will drink and she's likely to make decisions that are not like positive for like her wellness and stuff. So I was just like, okay, see, I get that. Once alcohol is involved in anything, almost everything just kind of topples down, Yeah. So I hear you. I hear you on the not drinking. I support you that.
Thank you.
What
no alcohol, no vaping. And now hopefully by next year I'll have been like 3 months of no drinking,
which is fantastic. Also, working out. I have been more consistent with working out this year than I have in any of the years, right?
No, not more than in 2021. 2021 was our year of fitness. You don't remember?
But that was because I was doing the 5 a.m. club. So I was having to work out pretty much every single day.
You were doing daily, exactly.
Yeah, but then that was like,
are we training for the army?
So, but this year I feel like there's a difference in the way I'm relating with my body, which is why I'm being a bit more disciplined. So like anything that's like, for example, it's like right now, it's like I'm on my period, it's like my body's going through so much. So I'm just like, what can I give my body? I have a more intimate relationship with my body. I'm not seeing it the way that it was just like, you're just here to be aesthetically pleasing, which is kind of what I used to just feel like my body is. And all decisions I was making were about how it looks. Right? That's it. Me, I don't really think about anything else. About how it feels, what's good for my body, what it does for me. So my relationship with my body has really, it's been so intimate, and I've been working out consistently for so long, and I feel so good. Why is that so long? April.
Yeah.
That's actually
it is. Yeah. 8, I'm really happy. Yeah. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
My relationship with my body has suffered this year because this is yet another year of my adult life, which is probably my entire adult life, of having lose weight as a New Year's resolution and not losing weight. In fact, this year I have gained weight, and it's been primarily because of like the travel that I've been doing all through, the stress. I just feel like I haven't been prioritizing my body, and I feel it, and not in like a good way. But it's another thing that I am addressing in therapy about like what are the stories I tell myself about my body? What are the things that I say to myself about my body? Which, interestingly enough, on my platform and like with my social media, I'm always being so encouraging to other people, but I realize that I'm not that encouraging to myself. It's almost like this is for you guys, but like for me, no, really, I'm not looking good enough. I need to get better, kind of thing. So that's been difficult. I have gone back to the gym at least, so I feel like I've been doing some things, but it's not, I don't think it's been like as well rounded as I would hope, or like the way I see yours is. I still feel like I'm struggling with my relationship with food. I still feel like I'm struggling with my relationship with not equating me as Murugi to my body and what my body looks like, kind of thing. I've found myself actually sometimes this year being like, I want to do a shoot, but no, I let me lose a bit of weight first, kind of thing. And it's like, to myself, I'm just like, but why would you think that? Like, why, who has told you that you have to lose weight or you have to look a certain way? But I don't know. Anyway, I'm still addressing all that in therapy, and once it has been addressed, even though I know it's all a journey and it's not
stupid
it's a fucking journey. But yeah, it's something that I'm still working on. I feel like this is, I don't know if you've seen on TikTok this thing called like saying something like this is my Roman Empire. It's like a trend where it's like this is this thing which you're like trying to like, it's like elusive to you in your life. And for me, like being at peace with my body feels like it's been my Roman Empire for so long. It's like so much of my thinking goes into how I look and like how I feel in my body. Like so much goes into my body.
I get it.
And I'm really working at it not being that way. So it's just like I can just live. And my body is just like a supporting instrument in my journey.
It's not who you are.
Yeah. But
I feel that I feel you attaching your identity to your body when you're not taking care of it or taking care of it. So like when even when you work out for 2 weeks, you stop. You don't think about yourself like that. So it's just like because you resign to, it's like, okay, I'm not doing anything about it. Then it becomes more of like moaning about it than anything. But even if you're just going to the gym, I see the difference in your energy. You're just like, I went to the gym, that's it.
Yeah, it's not like
just
now
like an
this
activity
is
you did.
The biggest thing in the world.
Exactly. So I feel like
this,
that effort when you work out, it separates you. You know that you go to the gym to work out, and then you're the Murugi the rest of the time. Yeah. So I think that's the only difference.
You see, but so I want to see how to stay in that energy vis-a-vis like you see like now even when I work out I feel great those times. Then if like 2 days pass and I don't work out, it's just I get into that like I'm just unhealthy, you know, I'm just like you know, I don't take care of myself, and what then I'm eating unhealthy in that time because I'm just like anyway, so I'm just unhealthy. Who cares? And it's just such a toxic cycle that I'm praying that I will continue to work towards breaking. And I mean
it's here. It's here for sure.
Really
so like the fact that you're doing it in therapy, I'm sure you're going to find like a breakthrough somehow. I think I asked you this before. How can I support you?
I don't know, but once I figure out how, then I'll let you know.
Yeah, because you don't want to come to my gym because you want your gym.
I know, but I'm really enjoying my gym. Yeah,
gym buddies.
That would be fun. Maybe we can be planning like a workout, one workout a week where we like
it would
do
kill
together.
Our consistency. Joe, we have been so consistent with TMI because we did it together. Imagine that consistency.
You're just saying this because her gym partner has left her, abandoned her, left her in the dust.
Sharon came wangy. This one day she just woke up. She was like, me, I have no joy.
By then she's announced she's having her live experience, guys. I don't know if by the time you're watching this video, if she still has tickets.
Yeah. Oh, she still has tickets.
Yeah, if she still has tickets.
Yes, it's on the 8th.
And we are gonna be there and we'd love to see you.
We're going to be there.
Insert poster here. This is like the fourth thing we're inserting. Or at least we put a link in the description.
Oh, that's what we said.
That one we can do.
In my DMs, Lydia, where is the playlist?
Link? You guys said that you'd
I hope you guys are writing down what we are saying.
Honestly.
Okay, so this is something for me that hasn't exactly worked out the way that I thought. I think I shared already there was a business I wanted to start, but I didn't start it. I started Kagi instead, that doesn't feel like anything at all. Another thing that hasn't worked out, I wanted to be more proactive in my church, and I just didn't know what to do exactly. And I don't know if I've been curious enough to explore how I could be. But one thing is that we are building a new church, and I pledged like quite a big amount of money, and I've been giving every single month, and that has made me feel like somewhat I'm partly like I'm a member of my church as opposed to this place I go to, because I really love my church and I want to positively contribute to it. But it hasn't been as intentional. Yeah, and I remember I said it with so much oomph when we started in the year.
Can I ask why do you feel like you want to? Is it like something? Is it like why do you feel like you want to be more involved in your church? For what purpose?
I've been going to my church since last year, March or April, and it's such a beautiful part of my life. I love it so much, and I just want the same way I invest in everything that's beautiful in my life, and I'm a bit more intentional. I just want to be more intentional with church. That's basically all, because it feels like this part where it's just like I enjoy, but I'm not really doing anything.
But it's great that you're here.
Yes, it's great that you're here. So I want to do a bit more on that. Another thing that didn't work out is that this year, which I feel like I may have manifested this. So in the beginning of the year, I said it's like I don't want to just feel like I'm just working to advertise, right? Like that's my, I wanted to help my brand evolve to the biggest wellness voice in Kenya. Let me claim that, right? I claim it. But
I would be hard pressed right now to find a wellness voice that's louder than yours. To me.
Fantastic.
At least on social media for sure.
As the queen of Instagram.
Trust me, listen to what I'm saying.
So that was a really big goal of mine. However, my intentionality to be more impactful, to create more impactful content, all of that has not aligned with brand partnerships. And actually there was a time I was praying, I was just like, God, I know there's nothing you can do for me that you don't want me to be abundant in. But it's like, why are you giving me this thing that I really prayed for, but it feels like I'm taking an L here on brand partnerships?
This is what I was saying. Sometimes you pray for this thing and now you get it, but you didn't see what are the ways complexities.
Yep. So there was actually a big time period where I was really questioning myself about how I'm evolving. And the funny thing is I could see the impact, but then I'm just like, what is like, I'm doing this thing right, but what's happening on this other side? And it was really demoralizing. It made me question my value as a content creator. Like, where do I exist? Like, what is it that I'm doing? Is like, I'm seeing I'm doing something, but I also want to do something and thrive financially as well. But what ended up happening, that's something that didn't work out. That one is not a good one. That's one of the 0.5 of the points that I've removed out of this year. But what came out of it was that I became more I started thinking about how I can monetize on my platform in different ways because I have so much knowledge, so I just became more intentional from that perspective, from the therapist contact list to the monthly check-ins to consultations. I started thinking outside the box, and I would never have done that
if
I was like so comfortable and just like thriving with brand partnerships, money,
maybe
and
even
whatever.
Kagi might not be here.
Not might, even Kagi.
Oh,
even Kagi. I was waiting.
Would not be here.
Kagi too would not be here because sometimes when you're comfortable, it's like, I mean, what's the problem? I'm just here, I'm making, and so I needed something, and not everyone needs something. You didn't need something, but I possibly needed that bit of like, okay, so what now? To kind of kick me up to do more.
I get that.
So that's why it's only 0.5. Because so many other things came out of it that were beneficial to me. And I'm so grateful. But those are not things that went great.
Yeah.
Also, and you told me this, another thing, actually something that did work out. I said I want to be more proactive in my family. Did I not?
Okay, wait first. Let's go back to this other point of like, so I can also share my did not work out great in content has been. I've felt like this year, I've kind of like, fallen out of love with creating content in a way that like just wasn't there before. But right now, to be honest, I'm not so sure whether it's like the content itself or like my platform, or if it's just the fact that everything, like things in my life have just felt difficult and challenging this year. I think it could be that the difficult and being challenging, so that this one has started to feel like more like a chore than like a blessing, like it's a privilege. Privilege. But I've been loving the comments.
Oh, the privilege. Thank you for not attacking us. Thanks.
Exactly. We really appreciate you. We were trying our best. Anyway, so I feel like now I've almost been feeling about it like, oh my God, this is like, I'm a slave to this platform. So whereas it's like yours has been less of like, okay, the brands are not really coming. Mine, I've almost felt like I'm annoyed at the fact that I have to advertise someone's business. I'm annoyed at the fact that I have to do this sponsored content. I'm annoyed about this. Yet it is what actually is my job. I mean, it's my job. And some parts of me have just started feeling like almost resentful towards it. It's just like, like the thought of doing it does not fill me with joy. But I'm extending myself some grace in that I haven't been feeling it long enough for me to be like, is it time for me to make a change? Yeah. Exactly. It's more of like, it's been some time, and I already know that I need to rest. I already know that I'm experiencing some level of burnout. I already know that I just need a bit of a breather, a bit of a break. And I feel like if after that I still feel that way, then I'd just be like, no, we need to do something else. Yeah.
So another positive thing that's come out of not having so much sponsored content has been falling in love with content.
Exactly.
I love this anyway.
Look at us complaining from different sides of the
guess
club.
What? I was complaining like hard last year out of just like kind of churning so much sponsored content. It's just like, yes, it's great, but it's like, is this what you do? For me, content is like a big part of expressing my purpose.
And that's where the value actually is, because that's what your audience follows you for. They don't follow you to be sold to. Yeah.
Maybe it makes sense that I've fallen in love with content that is like, I just want to share again, and I just post, and I just feel, and small businesses I feel like are a great way. By the way, small businesses have still been like great. But that one is not as tasking. Also, it feels like it's very intimate. It's always, there's something else. It's just different, So yeah, I felt like I've given myself a bit more freedom.
I love that.
With my
and
content.
It shows in your content. And maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need like, okay, I'm not saying God. I'm not saying,
because let me tell you, I was here in January. I was just like, God, purpose and love. You got it.
God, I'm not saying you take away the brands. I'm just saying, okay, one thing that we've been doing, like with my assistant Nancy, is like we have been a lot more intentional about now the brands that we are saying yes to.
I think that will change
so
things
that
a
now
bit.
It doesn't feel like this is such a chore. If it's something that easily fits into like my day-to-day life, it's a lot easier for me to plug, as opposed to like now you just like now you have 10 clients. 5 of them you don't even have them in your house. Like kind of thing. So being more intentional and probably just saying yes to less and less, which now, according to my therapist, she says that it's growth, because she's like, you're saying no to money. And we all know how I feel about money. We all know that. Yeah. But you see, now I feel like I've reached the point where it's just like you can have enough. You don't always have to be needing the more. I can't even believe that's me who's even saying that, but like, whoa. Yeah.
There's one thing which we're trying to do now. I would definitely have not been doing that because of you. But me, please.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I would not be. I'm doing that because of you. For sure. And sometimes for me, it's like, oh, by the way, I have been saying no to brands.
Yeah.
So despite this, my Sijui, they're not coming. Many ones I'm just like, this doesn't make sense for me to do.
But you see, because now you've reached the place where it's like you're not tied to the content. The content is not the everything.
Yeah, I feel like I'm evolving beyond just kind of, oh, here is money. Is like, what does this make sense to me?
Yeah.
Is this brand someone who's like coming to kind of help me expand? Or is like, are they the money on the table? Is it like making sense? Learning to say no, by the way, has been recent as well. And I'm just
Yeah. And that's the energy I actually want to carry into the next year. And like maybe then everything else in my life won't feel as heavy, because it's like I'll have more time and energy to be able to like pour into all the other things, especially Wild, because I feel like that one is like, it's my thing. It's like my thing, which I'm selling for me. It's like something that I feel really connected to. I love being able to dress women and seeing them be confident and whatnot. That I feel like really passionate about. And I want to maybe just like rediscover what made me so passionate about content in the first place, you know, which now you have done.
Yeah, it's and I didn't know that just came, and that's why I'm saying like it ended up working out, because I found this beautiful love. It's like I used to do stories as soon as stories came on Instagram, and this was like when I was at the talk show. I wasn't being intentional about content at all. It was just like I post, and I used to love stories. Period.
Yeah,
I've
because
always
we like
loved
to talk.
that.
We love to tell stories.
I've always loved that, so I've been able to rediscover that. I feel like where my career is going is more like I'm doing more speaking events. I'm actually doing a speaking event next
and I'm loving
Saturday.
That season for you. I feel like
this
it becomes you, because you like people.
I love people. I love people, and it feels so good to me to have knowledge and share it with other people. That's actually the teaching, as I said, teaching is my purpose. It's everything to me. So doing more of that. I'm doing more wellness days for corporates. I want to work with corporates a bit more. That's where I feel like I'm going, more intentional ways of packaging wellness. Not just from the perspective of content. That's definitely where I'm going. Yeah.
And that's so inspiring to me, because I feel like because the content has been so, it's like, it's still selling right now. It just feels like I'm in that rat race of just like content. So it's hard to even step back and be able to be like, okay, what else
next?
What else can I, let me breathe, you know? So I'll be looking at you. So you do the things that even make I know what to do.
I already know what you could do, but you need to love people.
I know. You need to. It's not something I can give. No, thank you.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
I think I'm done with mine mostly. I also feel like, okay, from a general, like my finalizing comment is that this year I also feel like I've started to make peace with. I've been asking myself a lot of existential questions of just like,
therapy.
How do I live my life? Like, what do I place value on? For example, there's a quote that I saw about someone saying that the biggest lie we've been sold is like, you spend most of your time working and what's left over you spend with your kids and your family. But ideally, like, wouldn't you, if your family is what means the most to you, why don't I spend the most of my time with my family and doing the things I love and being with the people I love? And then work is like something that is added onto it. And of course, a lot of people don't do that because you need to work to
you don't
earn
have
the money,
choice,
you know. But I do have a choice. I do. And like, so for so long, I feel like I've been living as if I'm just a slave to time. I'm a slave to content. I'm a slave to brands. I'm a slave to like the things around me, but I don't want to live like that anymore. I just want to be more intentional about how I spend my time, how I make my money, you know, what is the basis from which I make my decisions. It can't always be there's money, because like so now you have the money.
I don't know who you'll be after this, because I've seen this shift in you, and I believe it's like, this is like a core belief of yours. So the fact that it's even shifting, but also, can I tell you something? When you're going through so much changes in therapy, it's exhausting for your nervous system. So that's adding to your thing. It's exhausting to like be figuring all of this out, and oh my God, this, and I'm questioning that, and it just feels like you don't even know who you are, because everything is just being undone.
All the things you thought were like fact and truth, are they facts and truth now?
And that's exhausting to even think about. I think that is huge change in the positive direction.
Yeah.
And there's a time, or like when we first met, I was like, me kwani, I don't love money as much. You know, it's like, am I doing as much as I should do, like to chase the bag as much, you know? But then I leveled up because I mean we are all different, and you can love money more than me, and it's fine. But I know exactly what it is for you to be even saying this.
I know. It's so crazy. I'm hearing the words coming from my mouth, and I'm just like, whoa. But sometimes I just feel like in the life journey, you kind of have to like go through certain things for you to arrive at the place where it's just kind of like you just have to bring
you can't come up with this dead broke.
You can't
never know what money is.
I just want to rest and spend time with my kids. How are you paying rent?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so yeah,
right.
it's one of those when you get there, like Jim Carrey says, I wish everyone could be rich and famous so they know that that's not the answer. He can say that because he's been rich and famous, which is like the catch-22, because it's hard for people to necessarily get the lesson. I remember someone once told me that you can't say money isn't everything. You've got to make money first. That's true. I've always known that. They said, like, I guess maybe it's because of the way my mom is, to be honest.
But also
it's like
the comfort, not really comfort, but it's like, you see how you're saying the last episode of like, it's just like, you know that your basic needs will be taken care of. But to somebody who doesn't know that,
I get you. Money has to be important in a different way. So all that to say is like, I'm happy that you're finding balance.
Thank you.
Because money can be important, and your kids and family.
Exactly.
And
my mental health.
Yeah. The other day when you posted, you were like, why am I acting like I'm in a 9-to-5? It's like not even, because 9-to-5 they take weekends off. They take weekends off.
There you
not
are.
us.
Weekend, holiday, Sunday,
never.
Whatever.
You know,
11 p.m.
Stories feel so easy to me, and I love it. But I've learned work-life balance. Actually, my last PM taught me work-life balance in that there are hours we are not working when we don't have to. And that's that.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, why are we working on a holiday? Go plant some trees.
Literally, relax.
Go plant some trees.
See your show.
You know? Yeah. So I think it's a coming of age thing as well.
I think so.
We're working like dogs, like we're in 22.
And for what?
Rest your knees.
Relax,
Jake.
baby.
Rest your knees. Okay, so this is the other part of me, of my life, which is relationships. So this year I've been single, but there's been a story in my single, just like running in the background. So after last year, when after I ended my last relationship, there was that season of like, dying, the world is over. Then I had this kind of fun, and I'm just like, life feels really good. And then I had this season of like being intentionally single, and most of that was geared towards going to therapy to help me undo my patterns, or at least be aware of them. Why I make the choices I make in my relationships, what I learned in my last one, what happened in it, what was going on, what are the stories I told myself, how I see myself in relationships, why I select the partners I do. I mean, all of that. And it was really stupidly grueling, because it was this kind of really ugly mirror, and sometimes you want to play the victim, and you want to feel like, it's like, no, woe is me, and I just can't find love.
Did this man take advantage of me?
And why did this?
No.
But the truth is, it's just like, what is the core story that you tell yourself that these partners are actually coming to confirm? That's what your partners do. They confirm the story you already know that it believes. And that time was really hard. It was difficult, and it was grueling in many ways, and many other things making it worse, for sure. And then when I came up for air, which was in August, where I had all of these paradigm shifts in therapy, and then I got back to dating because I was like, I want to be in a relationship, and I want to get married, and I know all of those things that I want. But then literally a few months into, I was like, no. And funny enough, by the way, when I've thought of this, I'm tired. It's just like with the friendship part.
That's the thing.
I just don't want to put energy into dating right now. I just don't. If I meet someone, or if something aligns, fine. But like intentionally
going out, trying to see whatever, no.
And let me tell you, the second I made that decision to give myself the freedom to just come up for air, it just can't be breakup, healing from, starting a relationship. I mean, take a breath. Since I've done that, I've been so relaxed.
I love that.
I've been so And it's just like now, because there's so many other things happening, it's not always going to be that way. And naturally, because you're human and you have a natural craving for intimacy, you're going to naturally want to. No one even forces it out of you.
That's
But
the
you know, don't let me go too far, you know.
Tomorrow she could come and say no anyway.
But
I don't think so. Yeah.
January, guys, get serious,
That's
Lydia. You
the-
know,
that's
like,
the-
but
yeah.
at this time, I just want to relax for a bit, just
breathe, to just take a breath. I
That's
get
what I
that.
want.
Yeah. And I like it. I feel like in life, more often than not, when you stop, when you're not aggressively chasing something or focused on something, is when you just
Yeah.
find that, okay, fine, it happened.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't, it's just kind of like you're not so hung up on it that
It's
now
just-
it makes every other part of your life now pause, because we're just
No,
here
no.
trying to wait for a boyfriend.
Yeah,
Like, no.
like being intentional. I was trying to be intentional about it, but I thought that's what I really wanted, but I wasn't thinking about what I needed. And right now, what I need is to relax and have a good time. I am looking forward to the funnest December. So many of my friends are coming from the UK, and I really just want to party. I just want
like
to
that
act
for you.
crazy,
Yeah, but
and
not
have
so
a good
crazy
time.
because she's not drinking.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
It's
drinking,
really
but
crazy. But
oh.
oh.
So yeah, that's where I am. And I just feel like that's just what I need right
Yeah.
now. I just want to take a breath and just enjoy the rest of my life. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I feel like we've been talking for 5 years.
But that feels
But
really
like in the
good.
greatest way. Yeah.
In the best way.
Oh, wow.
2024, I'm looking forward to an intentional year. I think I've already said my year is going to be called 2020 money.
Don't start telling us about 2024. That's going to be our first episode in January.
2020 me. Or 2020 money. Because this has been 2020 me. Oh, and it has been 2020 me.
It's been me.
Also, I have a Skiza tune.
Oh yeah, we are putting the number here at the bottom of the screen. Skiza 5. I know it starts with 5.
That's good. I love it. We'll put it here, guys.
We're gonna put it here, guys.
Yeah,
so please
so-
download it if you want to uplift yourself this December.
Yeah.
Do you want to be
Uplift your
uplifted?
callers.
Uplift your callers.
When
yes,
a customer
exactly.
calls and they are mad, but they hear those affirmations before
And
they
they're like,
pick
wow,
up.
I want to now order 5 dresses.
You know?
That's
They were
it.
going to complain, but then I was just like, no.
Let
be
me note,
kind.
exactly.
Be gentle. Be nice.
Yeah, our first video of 2024 will
We'll
probably
talk about
be
what
what we are looking forward to.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching every single one of our episodes. If you have watched every single one of our episodes, put your hand up down in the comments. But even if you haven't, that means that even as we take a break, you can go back and watch other episodes.
You can even start at the back,
Start at the
guys.
beginning.
There's so much content to keep you up the next few weeks. We are not 100% sure which date we're going to come back, but we know it's somewhere in January.
Yeah, keep coming on Wednesdays. We also want to take this time to just like reflect on our growth and our journey as TMI, what we have been doing, what we want to change, what we want to improve. And we are certain that when we come back in January, we will be refreshed, we will have reset, and we'll be feeling just so excited to keep connecting with you guys and just like making everything better here at the podcast. So thank you so much, guys. We love you.
It is going to be weird for sure, like that. Like TMI just isn't going on. I know that's going to come with its own weirdness, but I'm so excited for a break, and we wish you guys the most amazing Christmas and New Year's, and whatever you get up to, like just binge watch TMI and have a good time, and also have work-life harmony. As we're saying, it's time to have a good time. You know, we'll think about elevating and see what's going on with TMI next year.
Yeah,
enjoy yourself as much as we can, and know that we love you guys so much. We love TMI so much, and we're going to come back bigger and better.
See you guys next year.
2024. Bye.